The NBA's replay system. It's been questioned, even criticized as of late. Strong opinions from the biggest names in basketball, including LeBron James. Coach Stan Van Gundy has said the league likes it, but from a fan's perspective, he doesn't think it's a good thing. So let's take a look at what some others around the game have had to say. Tweets, perhaps? Yes, okay. Jared Dudley says the last 2 minutes, we have to get it right, though, especially the fourth quarter. That's fair. That in response to J.A. Adonde. But here's Norris Cole, 3 fouls in 1 possession, no call. Crazy, LOL, which is usually what you end things with when you actually don't think it's that funny. We've got another one. From Worldwide Wide.
Ooh, I remember that one.
My friend Rob Perez saying, here's a slow-mo look at Giannis's game-winning drive. Steps on the baseline, no review. You boys are in trouble, even added them.
Well, I think the review went on that one. They were mad that the referee was standing right.
Oh, not Reggie.
And the Hall of Famer, our very own Reggie Miller. These officials. Bucks and Thunder. Giannis stepped out of bounds right in front of you. How can you miss that?
Ooh.
Calls him out as well.
I'm sorry,
Reggie's now. I watched Reggie get thrown out of a game sitting on the bench once.
Yeah. So, we know Reggie.
He's been complaining about the officials.
Yeah,
for a long
Reggie's
time.
been complaining for
That's because of his attitude that I personally love. Here's another one from Slam Magazine, quoting Mark Jackson. That's a foul. Can I get an amen? Can I just get a foul? Can I get a foul?
Can I get an amen?
All right, so again, it's been questioned, it's been criticized. Heavier more this season than usual?
I think the Giannis one sticks out first because Leon Wood was standing right there in the play. That's why Reggie went off, because we're saying, come on. But the rule doesn't say because you miss a call, we can go back and replay it. So
Okay.
I think that's the frustration.
So let's
right,
talk about
look at that. Leon standing right there.
But he's watching. Look, if you see it, he's watching Giannis in his run to the basket, and he's standing right where Giannis's foot went out.
Right.
He would have had to be looking down at the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
To see, see that.
Exactly.
It's really, guys, it's a casualty of the technology. When you got this many cameras in every arena, everybody's watching on a 50-plus inch TV.
Yeah.
You're bound to see these things.
But you hit the nail on the head, Dennis. Just because he got the call wrong doesn't mean we can go back and review it. What needs to change about this replay system?
Well, do we bring the replay early in the game? Is it just the last 2 minutes? I think different players say, do we bring it in the first quarter? Or do we get on our referees to be more efficient, make sure they get to their spots, and make sure they get better angles? Because I don't want to slow the game down. Right now this year, I thought they did an excellent job with speeding the game up. Now if you bring back too many replays, say, cool, I think we're going to slow the game back down.
No, I think you're spot on. It would be to the detriment of all the work that's been done to speed these games up, to now go in and introduce more, mechanisms to slow them down. But you're right. Look, something has to change. You got to get better.
Right.
This was Christmas Day. LeBron James, and of course, they admitted in those final couple of minutes that he was fouled. Here's, let's see.
No, to your point, Kristen, so now, like in a three-point thing, we see now if a guy comes down, foot's on the line, they say 3, the referees go down the court, they do this. Now, do we want that late game situation in that case?
Every play, though.
That's what I'm saying, because
Right.
every play in that fourth quarter, guys are coming down, they're banging, getting to the rim. Now we got to stop. Hold on, let's run over here and look.
Well, it's enough complaining about every call anyway. Could you imagine if coaches had an opportunity to throw a flag or, to push a button?
A red
How
card.
about that idea? How about
That's
that idea?
craziness.
What about a coach's challenge or 2 or 3?
How many hours
Would
do you have to
every
spend
call
every
be
night at an
reviewable?
arena? That's just, to me, that's unreasonable.
The game
to think
has
that you
gotten
could do that.
faster. There's no arguing the game has gotten faster. But if you're going to make certain calls reviewable, why not others? Where does the line stop?
Well, I think the one sport to me that has really nailed the technology on replay is tennis. Every time you watch a tennis match, they quickly go and replay a serve to see if it was in or out.
Yep.
You make that determination and move on. When you put it in human hands and let the coaches get involved, Kristen, 3D, you're asking for trouble. It's too many chances to make these games last longer by doing that.
Here's another one that's missed. Draymond on Kyrie Irving.
Yeah,
You can tell, though, by even the way the benches react, that they know or think they know the way that the call is going to go. Wrong again.
Yeah, it's frustrating for the players. We know that. But I go back to The referees continue to get better, make sure they're in the right angles. Yes, we know the game is more physical and faster. So with that being said, the other night, there was a play I think was in the OKC game where the ref turned to run, and the guy had fouled the guy, but he was too busy running back. So how can the refs basically get in position, run, make sure he keeps an eye on the play so he can continue to make the right call?
You talk about all those camera angles, though, so we can all see it.
Right.
But does that not make it more frustrating that we're watching the replay over and over again, but certain calls aren't reviewable?
It's the beauty and the curse of having this technology, like I said. You can see so much more of the game, so many more angles. And unfortunately, the guys charged with making those calls in the heat of that moment don't have that technology. Maybe we ought to give them some of them goggles you like to wear.
Yeah, them pretty goggles. Get
them some of them blue blockers where they can see everything.
Okay, then let me ask this. Why have it at all? Why not just let the clock run, let the officials do what they're supposed to do? Some mistakes are going to be made. Human error is a reasonable part of this game, so why have it?
Well, that's dangerous because I remember having an argument one time in the locker room where the players were like, they ought to just let us call our own fouls. Who needs
no, this ain't park. This ain't YMCA.
We need
all of a sudden it's no blood, no foul.
Exactly.
No.
Maybe we need another official, though. Would another official maybe help? Having another set of eyes.
Is it not crowded already?
Well, I mean, to Sekou's point, if you're having an official in each corner in the half court, now they're out of the way. Now the question is, will that fourth referee make too many calls?
Right.
Now the game gets slowed back down again, because if we're over here, Kristen, and I'm wrestling with somebody down low and a guy cuts over there, now that fourth referee is going to see some of that pushing, and we're taught in the NBA when a guy comes across the lane, give him a little bump. Well, a lot of that stuff has changed in the new NBA because they don't want the physicality. Now that fourth referee sees some things that we don't see that could possibly slow down the game.
How about that last 2-minute report then? Do you think that it's helping or hurting our game?
I call it 2 minutes too late.
That's
Well, the fact that you can't do anything about it.
That's what 2 minutes too late.
To me, it's really just an opportunity for everybody to pile on the officials and the mistakes they made. Would you want somebody sending out a last 2-minute report after every game time?
No.
All the things we messed up.
What?
That's a rough way to go about doing your job.
I'm going to start doing it. I will be excluded from the process, but I will review.
The other thing that always strikes me too is that in those crunch time situations, those calls that need to be made, are the officials apprehensive to blow that whistle, or do they, change the way they would operate because they know it could potentially be reviewed? And that's when you interrupt the human flow of that game, and there's going to be human error. There's going to be some human error in every endeavor involved because you got all these people involved. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. Do you live with that as part of the game or not? And that's the question you really have to ask.